From the On Target Digital Marketing Podcasting Studios in sunny Orlando, Florida, it's the T Squared Tech Talk Podcast with Tom Jelnick and Tom Craig. Hey, it's the T Squared Tech Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Tom Jelnick, and I'm joined with...
the exceptionally excited Tom Craig.
You are exceptional, Tom.
I'm exceptionally excited, that I'm sure of.
Why are you so excited?
Because it's all about helping people, Tom. And the more we can help people, the happier I am.
And you are a helper.
We both are. That's what we work for. We are in the service industry.
We're swell people.
We need to get that out there.
You think so?
We need to spread that word.
I think there's a lot of people who aren't so swell, too, in this world, Tom.
I think everybody's quite aware of that. We've all gotten a Facebook message from those people this week.
Oh, yeah. Don't share this, blah, blah, blah.
But please copy and send it to everybody you know.
Oh, sure. Everybody on your list, Tom. Just you go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Just freak out and send it out.
Scare the bejesus out of everybody.
There's a slogan to be had there. Freak out, send it out.
I like that.
I think
it's catchy. That's going to take off.
Look out for that bumper sticker.
Yeah. Let's stick that all over the in-laws' vehicle. It'll be on that family truck, that station wagon they've been driving around.
I just go with the honk if bumper stickers on the back of the in-laws.
And what's it say?
There's about 30 of them, so pick it. Honk if you've been to Mount Rushmore. Honk if you've seen Pennsylvania. Honk if you love New York. You name it.
Honk if you never shut up.
Just honk.
Yeah, just keep honking. Keep on honking.
Exactly. We'll steer clear of the in-laws and beating up on them anymore.
We've done a lot of that.
Who
else can we pick on, Tom?
There's nobody that deserves it better, Tom.
It's very true.
But on that, we want to help everybody. And I think today, the best way to do that is talking about how to make sure your data's safe.
Data.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
awfully important. And when it's most important?
When you lose it?
Yes, exactly right, Tom. When it's gone.
I think Microsoft has had a bit of I know we talked about this last episode, but they had a bit of a kerfluffle this week, did they not, Tom?
They did a number on quite a few people with their update that deleted everything in the My Documents folder.
Imagine the horror. You've got all the pictures of the wife and maybe the family dog and the pet chinchilla that's doing tricks.
Or maybe all your favorite songs.
Yeah.
Or maybe that report that you were supposed to have ready on next Monday for the boss there.
Or the proposal that you've got to send out.
Could you just imagine going in and looking and all of that is gone?
And Keegan's Barry Manilow collection, gone.
Now that, we would have heard about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a loud scream.
Yes. Keegan's our audio engineer that gets to listen in to all of the hilarious shenanigans that happen here on the T Squared Tech Talk podcast.
When he's not listening to Barry Manilow.
I don't know that he's even listening to us, Tom. He's got his iTunes open on his Apple.
Yeah.
And he's cranking to some jams.
Yeah, well, he's a smart guy.
I wouldn't listen to us either.
I have to pay people. But that's a whole nother story. The story today is about data, about backups, about making sure that it's there when you need it. And that they've expanded on the 3-2-1 rule now, Tom.
Well, tell us what the 3-2-1 rule is first, Tom.
Well, that 3-2-1 rule that we've been following for so long is that you should have 3 different copies of your backup, 3 different backups of your data. And then from there should be on 2 different types of media.
Okay.
Because we certainly don't want one to fail and bleed into the other. And the one stands from one copy being off-site. That being for a reason of fire, flood, act of God, whatever it may be.
Act of in-laws.
There's no stopping that.
Yeah, there is no active in-law, but there's an act of an in-law.
Great point,
Thank
Tom.
you.
Great
Thank
point.
you. Just to clarify.
So 3 different copies of our backup, 2 types of media, 1 off-site, but now they've added the 0 to it, meaning 0 chance of failure.
Oh, boy.
And
which means it's put on an Apple.
There's
you don't think?
I thought there was a 10 before that, 100% chance of failure, but that's a whole different argument. So with this, what they're saying is that backup software now can review the backup of your data, of your computer, of your server, whatever it is you're capturing. Then it reviews the zeros and ones of that data to make sure that it's not infected with any ransomware or malware, any viruses. So when it does that, it takes a screenshot of your virtual computer that they've booted up. And they can now have that screenshot sent to you so you know there's zero chance of failure, that your data is there, it's been tested, and it can be restored. That's critical, Tom, because a lot of people don't test those backups.
They don't, do they?
Nope, not until it's time.
Nope.
And then when it's too time late. And you have to rely on that backup, you find out that proposal number 1 didn't get backed up or was corrupted during the backup, and it's unretrievable. And that's not a good feeling.
That sucks is what that does.
It certainly would. I can only imagine. But that's why we make sure we follow these rules. And by using new backup software and cloud-based solutions, they've made it so inexpensive. I mean, this used to cost companies tens of thousands of dollars annually.
Sure.
And now we, the home user, can go ahead and accomplish these same tasks, be protected in the same way, and as a corporation, which is really just a blessing. So,
well, yeah, and obviously this applies to businesses and residential, right, Tom? You gotta back up those personal QuickBook files, and you've got to keep all this stuff secure. I mean, I have hundreds of thousands of pictures of my kids, in soccer jerseys and Christmas time, and backing that stuff up is really critical too.
I got a story for you about that.
Hit
Tom.
me.
So,
were you wearing a soccer jersey?
It was my niece's 9th grade soccer jersey I was wearing.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I got this wrong. It was my niece's 9th birthday party.
Okay.
So everybody was having a great time. From what I understand, it was at the in-laws' house, so
you were drinking
that day.
Yeah.
I couldn't make that one.
Yeah. Oops. You're tied up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my wife comes home. She brings home the camera. She was in charge of the photos for the day, and so she was running around like the paparazzi, snapping photos of everybody.
Right.
And she gets home, and she moved them from the camera to the computer, not copied, but moved them. So all the data is now not in 2 locations, but it's only in one place on our computer.
So it came off the camera, right?
It did.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
And Tom, they say, I have a better chance of getting struck by lightning. You know what happened?
Oof. It was a Microsoft product?
Even worse.
It was a PC?
Struck by lightning.
Shut up.
Yes.
Wow.
So there we were. A storm had just happened. She wasn't thinking about it. She just moved the files over. We get hit by lightning, and the hard drive was fried.
And the thunder rolled at the Craig household.
Let me tell you, the look came back to me, and how could this happen?
God.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you blame God for that.
Yeah, but that's not good enough. She looked straight at me.
Oh, no. Had to be your fault somehow.
Absolutely.
Don't I know that?
But this was, oh gracious, this was over 9 years ago, and cloud backup solutions weren't quite what they are these days.
Right.
Tom, I had to pay $2,500 to have those photos retrieved off that hard drive.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Because that's the only thing that wasn't backed up.
Damn.
So there you go. Now, granted, if that happened today, you're only going to have to pay $700 to $1,000. So don't
how
worry,
economical.
Yeah, see, it's come down.
Sure.
But still, that's the point. And I've seen it far too many times where people's hard drive is the only repository for their data.
Yeah.
Hard drive fails.
They do fail, too. I mean, those things do not last forever.
Not at all. And so Veeam, one of the backup companies, tells us this, that you're looking at a 1 in 100 chance of failure of data on your hard drive. Okay? By putting it onto 2 hard drives, we've now increased that to 1 in 10,000. Okay? Just the way that the powers work.
Sure.
By having that 3rd backup and off-site, we've increased it to a 1 in a million chance of you losing your data.
Right, because one crashes, you still got it in 2 other places.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's not what we had at the time 9 years ago. And those who don't have it now are certainly at risk of paying to have that hard drive data recovered. Because what has to happen is they send it off to a company, they pull the hard drive apart, they basically rebuild it, and then extract your data. Well, that takes time and money and expertise, which equals big dollars. So,
right.
Yeah, as recently as a couple months ago, someone called us. They had lost the pictures of their 2-year-old daughter, which was on their laptop, and could we retrieve it? Unfortunately, the hard drive had suffered a critical failure. We couldn't easily recover their data, so we had to send it to a data recovery specialist. Cost $800.
Good Lord.
So a little bit of, this is a great example of, pound of prevention,
is worth what? How does that thing go?
Penny of prevention, pound
ounce
of
of
cure,
something,
kilo
kilo.
Yeah, I don't know, something. I think that's over in Europe how they use it, but
it could. It's a whole conversion thing.
Yeah. But point being, take the precautions now, and avoid having to pay later.
How much does something like this cost, Tom? Like if you're at home and you got 80 bajillion photos and a lot of documents and backups and how much does an average system like this cost?
The average person for cloud backup is going to pay $5 or less a month. And when you think about that spread over the cost of years in comparison to one critical failure, I mean, it would take you 10 years to reach the point of where you're going to have to pay for one restoration of not preparing. And the software that can check into that isn't much more either. They've got monthly rates now and make it awfully easy.
So just invest in a couple bucks a month. I mean, you can be saving yourself all kinds of nonsense and headaches and
absolutely
and heartache, Tom.
Boy, and heartache it is. You know, the panicked look on people's faces when they're missing those files.
It's the worst.
We've all lost something, be it the car keys or whatever.
Yeah.
And that panicked feeling. So
it's the worst feeling.
It is.
One of the things here at On Target that I'm really adamant about is that we save all of our files. We don't save them locally on these computers because they're superior Apples. They don't need to be. They don't have time to be storing stuff locally, right? So all of our content gets stored in the cloud. We use Google Drive, but certainly those local machines are much more apt to fail, in my humble opinion.
Absolutely. You think about the lightning strike that I spoke about.
Yeah.
Now, if that happened at Google, well, that would have happened at one of their locations, but they have a process in place to where they're replicating your data geographically. So if it gets struck in one place, well, that's okay because it's still safe in another part of the country.
And they're listening to everything you do anyway. So you might as well it's exactly. Just time to let them have it all.
You would think at that point, if it goes much further, maybe we won't have to rely on backups. We could just ask Big Brother for our data back.
Oh, yeah. And here it is. They just write it right over.
See?
Yeah.
I like the way you think, Tom.
Yeah. Remember when you were talking trash about the in-laws?
Yep.
Well, Google remembers.
Yeah, boy. They certainly do. And who else doesn't forget the in-laws?
Oh, they don't forget.
No,
they don't forget. Unless it's what time dinner is.
Yeah, that's about it. Or what time it's time to go home.
They know that.
Yeah, and they know how to avoid it, Tom.
Yeah, they're sticking around all night. They're watching I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah, that Nick at Night. It's stuck on when they're in the house.
Yeah, and they've always got to watch the black and white shows, like the westerns, and you're like, what the hell? This was interesting 60 years ago.
Have you not
today.
Seen this new Facebook portal, which is color?
And all this? We have color now.
Yeah. No, they're still on the old RCA tube television there.
Yeah, with the knob, the manual knob thing that you twist and move. And
well, or they call that the son-in-law knob.
Yeah. Because, Tom.
Yep. Would you change the channel?
Yeah. Would you be a deer?
Down?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. So, well, we'll steer off that. And
I had an image.
What's this? Bring it.
The in-laws putting lipstick on. You know how it gets in their teeth and it's all over the place? And I for some reason, I keep seeing that when you're on with the in-laws on Messenger.
Yeah. I could see where that would be an issue and a great reason for a screen capture.
Yeah, you need it. Yes, you save that and then you back that up and you 3, 2, 1, 0 that action.
Amen. I like it, Tom. I like it.
Tom, I think it's time.
Is it?
It could be.
It is time to deep dive in there.
We're digging deep into the mail sack.
And we're moving things around. We're
adjusting stuff, and we're finding that perfect letter.
That's
Tom,
right.
Who's it from?
We've got a great one today from Robin in Sacramento.
Sacramento?
All the way on the other side of this great land.
They call that the left coast?
Some people do.
Yeah.
Me, I just call it a world away in a whole different language.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's a long drive, Tom.
It is, especially on the bike. But Tom, Robin says to us today, she wants to know, is OneDrive a good solution for backing up her files? And even though it's a Microsoft product, Tom,
sure.
I know that
so it's garbage.
Frown on it immediately.
Right.
But I do have to say, Robin, that I think that for the money, if you're a home user, if you don't need the reliance on the internet, like a lot of companies will, if the internet goes down, they have to back something up. Well,
or switch to dial-up.
there you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
That cloud backup isn't available for them.
Truth.
But if you're an individual and if your internet goes down just for a little while and it won't mean the end of your organization, then OneDrive is a great option for, as I say, less than $5 a month. And here's why it's so neat, Tom.
Oh, so you're saying one as in Microsoft OneDrive, not just one hard drive.
That's right.
It took me a while to catch on to that, Tom.
I know you're not up on the
it's
Microsoft
Friday,
solutions, absolutely. But
Microsoft garbage.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
I had a bit of a block.
Microsoft has made this product called OneDrive, which is a cloud-based storage.
So clever with their names, aren't they?
They are. They are.
It's a drive, and it's OneDrive. So let's call it OneDrive.
Are you in touch with their marketing department?
Someone needs to be.
Yeah, apparently. Well, we'll steer off that one. We'll drive away from that to say that this morning there was I took a proposal and I had to remove some information from it. And as I did so, it automatically saved. And I thought, oh, well, I've got to revert to another copy. So I opened up my OneDrive application, and within there, I could see every time that I made a change,
Cool.
Microsoft had made a different version of the document. So I went back a couple changes and restored that document. And so now whatever I had done to mess up my original one had been overwritten with the proper
I'm
data.
not going to lie. That's a pretty awesome feature that I could use a million times because if I had a nickel for every time I've destroyed an entire version I'm working on. That's pretty cool.
Exactly, yep.
I'll give you credit for that, Tom.
Yeah. Well, they do come they come up with some good solutions from time to time.
Not
And
really.
OneDrive,
Not that often. Let's
that
not
often,
exaggerate
but
that.
OneDrive, they really hit it out of the park on this
Like
one.
Paint
So,
3D. Isn't that what we're working on now?
I
Paint
tell
3D.
you, yeah. And if I could figure that out, I might just get a career in computers after all. So
I
don't
bet
hold your breath.
you'd make a killing at this, Tom.
Yeah, well, again, if I could figure out that 3D, but yeah, we'll steer off that. I'm going back to the 2D world.
That's where it's at.
Yep, and so Robin, join us there in the 2D world. But remember, use that OneDrive for that versioning option because it is worth its weight in gold, especially if you overwrite a very, very important document.
Yeah, that's definitely peace of mind, and we're here to encourage you to do that. Not get you to spend money, but listen, that's some of the best money you can spend in your life.
And
right
it's
now.
not just 30 days of retention; it's every version that you ever created of that document. So again, having that ability is when you think that you've messed something up is worth every penny that you spent.
Sure.
So there you go, Robin. That's my 2 cents for the penny that they're worth.
And Robin, it was so nice that you wrote into the mail sack. It's listeners like you that make our life easy and fun. And we certainly hope that Tom's wisdom on OneDrive, Microsoft's groundbreaking, impressively named solution.
It's no Apple product, I know, Tom, but it is awfully helpful for those
getting
of us
the
out
job
in the
done.
field. I tell you, that's just it.
Well, Tom, I'm excited. We have an episode in the works that's going to move people. I think they're going to they're excited.
I'm looking forward to sharing it.
It's all about our Christmas wish list.
Mine is lengthy and long, but one worth
I've heard
sharing.
that, Tom.
Yep. It's and again, we'll just steer clear off that one and say that my wish list has got a lot of items on it, Tom.
It's lengthy and long.
On that note,
wow. Okay, so we are going to actually review what we think our top 10 tech items are going to be for Christmas. We're excited. We're giddy as schoolgirls, some might say.
looking forward to sharing it.
Yeah, so that's coming up. Make sure you stay tuned to the T-Squared Tech Talk podcast. Tom, where can folks find out more about you and Advanced System Solutions?
We're at advancedsystemsolutions.com, and you can easily be found at
OnTargetDigitalMarketing.com. And we are, again, so grateful that you joined us today. Tom, the listeners keep coming. The audience keeps growing. And
I'm surprised and pleasantly pleased, Tom.
hey, I didn't steer you wrong. I said, if you build it, they will come, Tom.
You were right.
And we've had some episodes with at least 4 people have listened to it so far. So,
And I tell you, thanks, in-laws. Appreciate it.
They're nice people.
They are.
Most of the time. All right. Until next time, folks, take care. Tom and Tom are out.
This podcast was recorded at the On Target Podcasting Studio.